Hello, everybody. My name's Alexandra.
And I'm Angelica.
And this is
Legends of Yesterday.
Welcome to another episode. In fact, a very special episode. We have an extremely special guest, Angelica.
Yeah, we do. I mean, as some of you, whoever's watching video, can tell, we're not in our usual space today.
Very different place with very different things around us.
And very special people around us.
Now, October is dedicated to Flamingo Gardens, so we're welcoming Joleen. Joleen, hello.
Hello. Nice to be here.
Thank you.
Shall I introduce myself?
Yes, please. I think the people want to know.
Keep them surprised. I'm Joleen Koehly, and I'm the curator of art and history here at Flamingo Gardens. And my domain is the historic Wray Home, which we are coming to you from today. And I handle the history of what was once Flamingo Groves and is now Flamingo Gardens. And so the archive, the collection in the home, and then a plethora of random questions from nowhere that I will research and answer to the best of my ability. And I'm very happy to be here today.
We're so happy.
Yeah. This is very exciting for us.
Thank you so much for making time for us.
My pleasure.
Now, okay, we are in the historic Wray home. So, Joleen, could you tell us about the Wrays? Who are they, and how did they influence the Flamingo Groves?
Well, Floyd and Jane Wray were originally from Michigan, where they grew up, and they were married in Chicago, and then they moved to Evansville, Indiana. And Floyd managed cigar stores. And one day they came on vacation, possibly to scout for a location for the stores that he managed. And like many of us, they came on vacation, went home, packed up, and moved down here for the rest of their lives.
Of course. Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
That's what you do, right?
It's so funny because we've been talking about in September so much cigars, August, September.
Yes.
So full circle moments.
Yes. And in fact, we do have some pictures of Floyd behind the... If you look over there.
Oh, yeah. Can you guys see it?
Can you see it? We'll have pictures and things.
What happened is he came down here to sell real estate for Joseph Young, who founded Hollywood, Florida. And they came down in 1925. In 1926, we had the big hurricane of 1926.
Yes.
Good news, bad news. Bad news, the real estate bubble burst completely. The good news is that meant that... Bad news, he lost his job. Oh. Good news, he was able to buy 320 acres of land for $4.98 an acre.
What?
From people who had paid $100 an acre. So even with the time difference and inflation,
wow,
he got it for 5 cents on the dollar because people were desperate to get out of these bad investments.
Yeah.
Because buy and flip is not a new concept.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything's a cycle.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
They didn't have a lot of money, so what they did is they sold citrus condos, which was a concept.
Citrus condos?
Yeah, they sold
Such a fun name.
5 acres of land for 5 years, which is the length of time it takes for an orange tree to mature.
Oh.
Okay. Fun trivia to keep.
Fun trivia.
If anyone's a home grower,
I might live here, but I don't know that much. Apparently,
it'll only take 5 years to grow your own orange tree.
And at the end of the 5 years, they could keep the land and get a prorated share of the investment, or they could sell it back for a gain. So.
Right.
That's pretty nice. Wow. At a game, yeah.
Whoa. They should do that again.
Well, the bad news is an acre of undeveloped land in Florida, if you can find it, is now about 1.5 million.
Yeah.
You know, we drive around.
We do. We drive around and then we're like, ooh, a property. Let's Google it because that's what's fun for us.
Once we saw a building, it was falling apart. We were like, how much is that? $3 million.
$3 million. Well, yeah, that's like right on Griffin Road. It's just wild how it's just gone up so much. But okay, so there were the citrus condos. There were they were coming in, and then how did they flourish here, or how did they grow?
Well, what he did that was particularly clever is up until this point, we had winter maturing oranges.
Okay.
People wanted their citrus year round,
course,
and
yeah.
no one was growing a summer maturing variety.
Okay.
Because they didn't think they could. They didn't know if the land would sustain the growth and if we were warm enough. So he tried to grow and was successful.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a total gamble because it could have failed miserably.
Right.
But it did not. So he grew a summer maturing orange, and he kind of cornered the market because
Yeah.
no one else was doing it.
Wow.
So how did he? Is there a secret, or he just planted something and it happened to?
Well, again, good news, bad news.
Okay.
Okay.
Bad news is this was drained Everglades land.
Right.
Yes.
So it was muck soil.
Right.
And the theory was that the soil's nutrients would be able to do it and would grow a sweet orange, and it was totally true.
So, okay, so that's really interesting because R.P. Davie, a lot of people say that he did the experimental farming. So, like, he showed a lot of people what was able to grow for them to come in here. So this is fun to hear because it's another farmer that came in and discovered that something was viable here in the soil.
Well, one of the things he did is he hooked up with Frank Sterling.
Really?
He was a partner in the business.
Yes.
Okay.
And he got them involved in a national program with the Department of Agriculture.
Oh,
And
nice.
this became a sort of test growing facility for
really
varieties of plants.
Very cool, because I know Frank Sterling was super into agriculture. There's a picture up in the women's club of him farming with his daughter and all
Yeah.
that stuff, and so that's really interesting. And it expanded and it grew out.
Yeah, and for anyone who hasn't been to Flamingo Gardens, it's still beautiful here.
It's gorgeous.
There are so many different plants and
beauty
even,
shop, beauty shop, beauty shop.
even driving up here, there were so many flowers that we saw in September.
It's gorgeous. And then here, which I forgot and was reminded when we were doing a location site last week, that the fruits that grow here you can buy. So this is fresh produce that you can come and buy. So when the mangoes are in season and things like that. What is it? What was that fruit called?
The
That
giant one, the jackfruit.
jackfruit. Jackfruits. There's huge jackfruits here too.
And they're only for sale when they're
in season.
in
Yeah.
season. But yeah, and good
Which is
prices,
incredible.
yeah.
So there's still a lot of fruit coming out of the land here, which I like. I think that's like very cozy.
Yeah.
I saw that the market was so cornered, and the idea of the oranges, because if you come here, there are pictures on the wall, and you might want to read some of the pictures.
Read.
Yeah, you can read. So I was seeing that there was like an orange that was gifted to.
Oh, the Eisenhowers.
Yeah.
Floyd was an exceptional promoter. It's one of the things he did really well. And so that was a time when the Eisenhowers, there was a what quote unquote summer White House that a couple of the presidents had out in the Homestead area. Yeah, when it was
Okay.
Very
still-
I've heard
interesting.
something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a fun thing to dive into.
And so he sent them oranges. And both Dwight and Mamie sent thank you letters for his gift.
That's so cool.
It was so cool to read that because I was like, what?
Yeah.
Who would have
Well,
thought
back-
an orange would have made such a difference?
And
Well-
who would have thought a president wrote to you directly?
Exactly.
Back then,
Back
it was
then.
probably much easier. Yeah, I know a little bit about the citrus history that's here. So I just know that there was some trade that went on with the ship so that it could come into Florida.
Ah, very good.
Yeah.
Floyd
Thank
was
you.
instrumental in, there used to be a barrier island where Port Everglades is.
Okay.
And he was instrumental in raising money again nationally. He went to D.C., he went to New York, he went to a lot of places to campaign to get Port Everglades made from what was then. I should remember this, and I don't.
That's okay.
Deer in the headlights. But Bay Mabel Harbor, I believe, sort of removed the barrier island with the Army Corps of Engineers and build a deep water port. So
Okay.
that's what they were able to do.
That's cool.
And up until then, they were sending things by train or having to go all the way to the Port of Miami. And so they had Port Everglades made, and he was instrumental in bringing cruise ships in, as well as shipping for the citrus industry and other farming industries in the area.
So we have him to thank for
Carnival
your
Cruise.
long cruise vacations.
Well, he's part of a committee that he was elected to serve on. So
Wow.
there were 4 commissioners from 4 different areas.
Right.
But he did a lot of the personal go talk one-on-one with people type of campaigning.
Very cool.
Really very charismatic.
yeah.
Very good
Obviously,
businessman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I love that. I love that so much.
So there were obviously, obviously because I read a little bit and looked at pictures.
Read.
There were other business people that stayed at the citrus condos. What were they called?
Well, they were citrus condos.
Citrus
but
condos.
They weren't really condos.
Okay. Tell us more.
They grew trees, and they called it condos.
Okay.
Because it was a concept of selling small parcels of
No
land.
tree
Right,
houses.
right,
No
right.
tree houses.
Yes.
Got it.
There might have been some tents. I don't know.
Okay.
But they sold them, and they sold the idea that you could own your own orange grove.
Right.
So and some families, like the Hammersteins,
Yes.
who we know from Hollywood Historical, they were involved in the beginning, and he was actually one of the vice presidents.
Oh, wow.
And he and his wife and his in-laws all bought 5 parcels, so he had 20 acres as well, and was very instrumental in the founding of the success, because also apparently a brilliant sales and promotions guy.
Look at that. It's all about sales.
It's all about the business at the end of the day.
If you don't got marketing, you don't got nothing.
What do you got?
Yeah.
It's true. Very true.
Now, we are inside of the Wray Home, the historic Wray Home. I want to know, because you're here quite often, so what is one of what is like your favorite thing about the house that people you find often don't notice about it?
Oh, that's a great one. I love some of the furniture pieces. I'm particularly fond of a vanity set that's in the back bedroom, pointing to where the back bedroom is.
Yes.
And it's from the 30s, even though that bedroom is from the 50s. And it's just a beautiful, sort of understated piece that is so evocative of the era in which it was made.
That's so cool.
And then there's one in the front bedroom as well.
Oh, okay.
And those are, I don't get questions about those. Occasionally people will say, oh, this reminds me of my grandmother's house. Oh. And they get younger and their grandmother still has these things. So I find that very interesting. Apparently grandmothers pass them to the next grandmother.
It's not all IKEA.
It's not all IKEA. It's amazing. And I don't get as many comments on those, even though I think they're probably some of our best pieces.
Talked about Mr. Wray a little bit. What about Mrs. Wray?
Mrs. Wray was a very accomplished pianist.
Ooh.
And taught piano and organ. I know this because I'm literally writing this copy right now.
Oh, very
for the
perfect.
next that we're going to have. And she taught piano at the Hollywood Arts, and I'm going to confuse it with what's now, but it was a Hollywood Arts School, going all the way back to the 20s.
Wow.
Before they bought this investment here, she was teaching piano and organ, and there was a whole curriculum and body of teachers teaching performing arts, music, some fine art, but not much. And she also gave scholarships to students who were talented but may not have the means to study and get a private musical education.
Oh, that's so incredible. I've seen, again, pictures and writing on walls of her, living out here with not many people, but being social.
Yes.
And then horses.
Yes.
Horses.
The horses were in the 40s. They raised Tennessee Walkers. And there was a stable on the property that wound up condemned after one of the hurricanes and came down. But it was for a while an education department and for a while the gallery. during her lifetime, it was a gallery, and later it was offices and a classroom for education. But it got damaged and had to be taken down. And they raised very competitively. They traveled throughout the South to acquire good horses, and they were both avid riders. They shared a lot of the same hobbies: fishing, riding. But then she also had her arts.
Yeah, you need your own thing.
Yeah.
That's such an incredible mashup. The outdoorsy girl, but also very much into the arts and helping people in the arts. That's pretty
and
incredible.
she wrote poetry, and
I read
she
that.
Raised amazing. Apparently, she raised roses in South Florida.
What?
She had a flourishing rose garden.
Really?
And a list of roses. So, she was
That's
magic.
cool. Okay, so at the house we grew up in, after our grandmother passed away, my mom had made a garden for her on the side, and there was one rose bush that she had, and she was like, I don't know if these are going to grow, whatever. It's the only roses that we have been able to keep alive, and we're like, maybe the soil here is different. And then we planted something else and it died. And we're like, no, I don't know what this is. But the roses grow every season. It's like these little tiny roses that grow. Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, roses, why? Why does that matter? Well, down here in South Florida, a lot of cool things grow that you can't grow other places.
Like apple trees.
Like apple trees?
Apple trees are very hard to grow here.
Oh, yeah, they
They're a
can't. I
northern
was like,
fruit.
I've never seen an apple tree.
That's
here.
why.
Okay. So proof in point. So it's interesting to hear that something like roses, you do not see roses around here.
You don't.
Yeah. Are flourishing under her hand.
Yeah, she did very well with them.
That's cool. Okay, so this property itself used to be known as Flamingo Groves. When did it transition into Flamingo Gardens?
Floyd passed away in 1959.
Okay.
And Jane in 1969.
Ooh.
In that 10 years, she sold off a lot of the property and created the Floyd L. Wray Memorial Foundation, which was her legacy in his honor. And in about 1966, she dissolved the Flamingo Groves, sold the name, for those of you who've been in US 1 in
Right.
the Flamingo Gardens.
Yeah.
Sold the name and the property that's on, according to one source.
Okay.
And then they changed the name to Flamingo Gardens. And with the Floyd L. Wray Memorial Foundation.
Yeah, I've seen.
So after her passing.
Yeah, I've seen photos, like online or over at the old Davie school of like Flamingo Groves when it was Flamingo Groves.
Yeah.
And I thought it was so cool because it was just like you just see miles and miles of citrus trees, and you're like, whoa, that's crazy. So it turned into Flamingo Gardens, and then from there, what was the plan? What was the original plan for Flamingo Gardens?
The original plan was to maintain the 60-ish acres that we sit on and to maintain the Botanical Garden, and that's what you see.
Okay.
We also have a large number of champion trees, which are the largest of their species in Florida.
Whoa.
And we also have some trees that are estimated to be 200 years old and could live feasibly till 500 or more.
Wow.
That's so
We
cool.
have some really cool things.
You've seen a lot more than us. Yeah. And hopefully we'll keep seeing more than us.
Yeah.
For sure. When did it start? When did Flamingo Gardens start bringing in all these like lovely animals that we have?
Yeah.
Too?
Oh, great. Another great question.
Thank
What's
you.
with the great questions?
I don't know.
We kind of came prepared.
Don't make me feel too special. It'll get to my head.
It will. Please
will.
stop. Please stop. Yes.
Noted.
Yeah, thanks.
The aviary opened first, and it was part of the original mission, the idea. It's in her will. She wanted the Everglades protected. She wanted animals protected. But it was around the 90s
Cool.
that they started really adding as a wildlife sanctuary. And what we like to point out is it's not a zoo, it's animals that cannot, either because of imprinting on humans.
Correct.
Or permanent injury that leaves them unable to defend themselves in the wild. But one of the things that they do that's interesting is if those animals breed, then their offspring can be released into the wild.
That's incredible.
And we also have a really cool otter program.
The otters are so cute.
They are really cute.
They're so cute. There's like the little like circle windows to observe them while they're swimming. And it is one of the cutest things to just watch them swirl around and like also watch you back. And then just like play with each other too.
I've got bias. I like the tortoise. The tortoise is kind of the cutest one for me.
Adorable.
But there's also Josh the bear.
Josh the bear.
My boyfriend.
Who he has one of those stories that he was kept by, I don't know if it was personally owned or if it was a...
He was an ambassador animal, but he lived in a very small...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And he came here at around 14, and they didn't know how much longer he'd have. But he's... What did he just turn? He's your boyfriend. Do you remember?
He turned 20.
Your boyfriend?
He's in his 20s, so he is
26?
age appropriate.
Yeah.
26?
Sorry.
20? No. I don't know. 20-something. He just turned 20-something.
He's on the high end. The black bears can live to 30 in captivity. So he's trying to race for the
Yeah.
I guess
prize,
so.
but he is quite...
He could be the Bob Hope of bears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He could.
100 in bear years.
And he does have arthritis. I mean,
He is quite the cutie.
He's a sweetie pie.
Yeah. Don't go in there.
Yeah, don't go in there.
Never.
Preferably. His
Never.
paws are huge.
Respect the space.
He might have arthritis, but he's strong. He's a strong guy.
Yes.
Now, this is Flamingo Gardens. There are flamingos on the property. They are also quite lovely. But what I like, because this is a sanctuary, this is not a zoo, is that the staff is also so gentle with I mean, like, I don't think I've ever been in a space that has just been so like loving toward the nature that's here.
Yeah.
And especially like, you know, the flamingo, nothing is kept like closed off. No one is left out in the dust or anything. No one's in the back corner somewhere. These animals have open, lovely space and the nature to flourish, and lots of peacocks. There's a lot of peacocks.
And I'm guilty of when people asking me how many, I just answer too many.
I don't
But
know
that's
how
not that
you
I
would
don't
count.
love them.
But I honestly don't know how you would count the peacocks. If you think of like a chicken farm, that's the equivalent of how many peacocks are on the farm
And
on Flamingo Gardens.
We got to be real with you. Listen, audience. So with
Come here.
come closer. Okay, peacocks. If you've never met a peacock, they're nice to meet and visit. You know, like you would visit a friend's house, or you say it's better to know a friend with a boat than own a boat. Same with peacocks.
Like a vacation that you take once.
So peacocks, they sound like it's a screeching, dying animal.
Insert sound here.
But only in mating season.
Oh,
Only in mating season.
Okay, there you go.
That is very true.
There you
They're
go.
mostly quiet the rest of the time.
And they like to go everywhere. They like to be up in all the business.
Yes.
Including your cars.
Yes.
I have peacock damage right now on my car trim.
Is there insurance for that? No.
Florida, get your peacock insurance. Gosh.
Yeah, I have to replace my trim because they like bright, shiny things.
Yeah. Oh, birds. Well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the peacocks on the property, you told me something last time I was here that was actually pretty interesting, which was common around the time. So can you tell me about the peacocks, of why they were originally on the property? Is that okay?
You mean the bad thing?
The bad. Is that okay?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
fine.
Okay. Because it's like that's something that was so common during the time that I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Now they're overrun.
I don't think I heard the bad thing.
No, it's okay.
No, it is said that one of the things that helped with population control was that Floyd hunted the peahens, and and it was a common practice, and it still is in parts of the country.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's not. It's foul. It's not in a bad way.
Well, it's like chicken. Foul, not
I think it's foul in the hunting way.
in the hunting way, but understandable also nature-wise.
That was a bad pun.
That was bad. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not laughing because it was funny. I'm laughing because it was foul and bad.
My brother, the vegetarian, is going to be very angry with me.
Oh no! Sorry. But yeah, like when you said that, I was like, oh, of course, that makes sense. It's like people eat pigeon, people eat iguanas. Mm-hmm. Iguanas here in South Florida, it is open season on iguanas, so you do not need a license to hunt iguanas because they're an invasive species that is way overpopulated here. And if you think I'm kidding, just drive down Orange Drive.
You see a head pop up.
You see all these tiny little green heads. You see tiny, tiny dinosaurs just all along the canals.
But I am not.
We have a lot of them here, too.
Yes. Yeah. We have them in our backyard, too. Big dinosaur ones.
I am not one for hunting down animals either, so I've kept silent over
more like
a few
redirection.
iguanas. Yeah.
It's like, how can I make them hate it here, but eco-friendly hate it?
Yeah.
A little cayenne pepper, a little bit of cinnamon somewhere so it doesn't kill the plants, something like that. But no, they're very resilient.
So talking about the bad thing.
Talk about the bad thing.
Are there any other favorite stories that you have or any secrets that aren't terrible?
Secrets that don't have to be secrets here.
Yeah. You can tell us.
Oh, yeah. I've discovered something recently that I think Jane is going to be mad at me at the next ghost tour.
Oh.
Because she seems to have a secret half-brother that no one talks about.
Oh.
So we've talked in previously about her mom, Ida, lived here for a while, full-time.
Okay.
And Jane's parents had been separated. And Jane got the idea when her parents were in their 70s to try and get them back together.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if she tricked them or what the story was.
A parent trap.
Yeah, parent trap to parents. And they fell for it.
That's incredible.
And so they both moved down here to be with their daughter. But apparently, Ida was into getting back with her. By the way, Jane's dad's name was George Bush. Ida was into getting back with George Avon Bush. And I don't know, the family lore says that George was not as into it as Ida was. Oh. And her cousin Stan, who is on our board, tells the family story is that George climbed out a window to get away from Ida.
That's funny.
So
that's incredible.
This may be the impetus for why this house was built. This was the furthest away in-law cottage because they lived in East Hollywood,
right? And
they built this house here for Ida to live in. And
wild.
I was always curious, George, for the first look in the genealogy. There was that George died in 1910, but I had the obit that said he died in the 30s. So I'm like, what's the story? So
he faked his own death to get away from her?
No, apparently he just left.
Whoa. Now that's crazy.
And in the spirit of the times, one didn't say that, you were divorced or separated. You said he died. So she told everyone she was a widow.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, I would too.
Yeah. So that's why some of the archive inherited said he died in 1910, and then some said, but no, he lived to the 30s.
Oh, my gosh.
In one of the censuses, she was interviewed and said she was a widow.
Uh-huh.
So then they got back together, and I'm like, okay, all that time, did he have another family? And the answer to that question is yes. But in her... I'm assuming that Jane wrote her dad's obituary. It said that she was his only surviving child. But somewhere there was someone with the same name as him, born to the woman he was living with. who died in the 80s.
Suspicious.
So there's
Suspicious.
a suspicious story there somewhere.
So we know, without giving her name away or anything like we know who the other family.
Oh, yeah, we know who the other family was.
Very
and
cool.
Where they lived. And
That is some good.
they
tea.
may also, but now I'm like, okay, well,
Yeah.
are things in this house going to start falling on my head?
No.
He died, obviously, and then he came back. So there's nothing to fall on your head about.
Oh, that's true.
Weird.
yeah,
that is true.
nothing happened in
Nothing
that time.
happened in that time.
No,
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
We're ignoring that.
Yeah.
No.
Now, I wanted to ask you about, which if you don't want to talk about it, it's fine, but the church that was close by here. There was, no? Yes? No?
Are you thinking of a church or the nursing home?
In the nursing
Are you
home.
getting into
The Christian Science?
Yes.
Yes. Jane and Floyd were devout Christian Science
Okay.
practitioners. Forgive me if I'm saying it wrong. And part of her will was donating the land that's right next to us. And that was part of the last 65-ish acres. So we think we sit around about 60 to 63. And then Daystar?
Yes. Daystar.
And it's a nursing home. But for those of you who know anything about the Christian Science religion, they are faith practitioners. So it's not a traditional nursing home. But it is a Christian Science nursing home. And there weren't that many. So she wanted there to be one in South Florida. And they were very instrumental in growing the church and inviting people from the church. And so they were very involved.
Something I love about her is she just mapped out exactly what she
Yeah,
wanted.
for real.
Yeah. She has every piece of land. I want this to go here. I want this to go here. We have this.
It was like a huge family of just full go-getters. It was like, oh no, I want this. I'm going to do the thing and I'm going to see it to fruition.
Yeah.
So that's really
I know what I want. I'm going to get what I want. It's going to be my will. You can't contest it. I'll haunt you after I die.
Or I'll just say that you're dead to me and then just tell everyone you died.
Exactly.
And then
when
everyone
your
will believe
obituary
me.
when your obituary comes out, people will be like, "What?"
And then when you come to some random family event, I'll be like, "Oh no, it's a zombie. That's
Oh,
crazy.
no.
Zombie dad.
Zombie dad."
Rise of the Dad.
Day of the dad.
Day of the Dad. Shaun of the Dad. We got something.
The
here.
Walking Dad.
The
The
Walking
Walking
Dad. The Walking Dad.
Come on, get with it. Get on our level.
That's like a new Stephen King movie. The Great Walking Dad.
The Great Walk. Oh, because the Great, is it the Great Walk?
I don't know.
I don't know. The Long Walk.
The Long Walk. The Long Walking Dad.
Oh, yeah, that works.
That also works. Now, this is being released in October. I also wanted to know any of like your favorite events that are going to be going on that you know about. That
Well, Harvest Festival is an entire month of weekends devoted to spooky season.
Okay.
So we have a different take on the pirates this year. The Children's Theater is going to do pirates. You know, pirates are a big spooky kind of
yeah.
and a very South Florida thing because
Very
we had
South
actual
there are pirates.
ones.
Yeah. We talked about it on an episode, I think years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that, about the pirates that had come in, and it was like, ooh.
Yeah, and the hunts for treasure. Yeah.
Because pirates are not pirates of the Caribbean. It's not like, I mean, like that. They're very not good people.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Caribbean? I say Caribbean.
Caribbean.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Fight it out
And
below in the
tomato,
comments.
tomato. So, but yeah, it's funny because people like to romanticize pirates so much, and then you're like, no, bad guys. They're the bad guys. So it's cool. It's cool though to have some theme of that also here as well. And as we were walking in, we saw Attack of the Bloodsuckers.
Yeah.
Can you
Talking
explain
about
what that
scary
is?
movies.
So this was the conversation that I had this morning.
Okay.
I had to come in, not me personally. I had to come in yesterday to feed the leeches. Now, never did I think I would work somewhere where one of my colleagues said to me, I had to come in yesterday to feed the leeches.
Wow.
But it's bloodsuckers, and it's geared to children to learn about the creepy crawlies.
Yeah, just for
and
children.
We have mosquitoes live. We have leeches, pig blood.
Hey, our grandmother used to have pig blood soup quite often. So
So the bloodsuckers.
Wait. Yes.
I'll tell you.
That's okay. I was raised on blood and tongue loaf.
Oh,
so,
see? Yeah. Yes. No, Joko, go
So
for
the
it.
bloodsuckers.
Yeah. It's not vampires.
They're alive.
They're real
not just
vampires.
pictures and
No,
sound
no,
effects.
we
Because I saw the
actually-
bat exhibit a while back, and
Yeah.
there were no real
yeah,
bats.
yeah.
Yeah, no, we're glamming up.
So you have
Actual bloodsuckers.
It's like the sequel, you know?
Yeah.
It's like Gremlins 2, where it's just bigger, badder Gremlins.
yeah. This is what happens. This is like the beginning of the film where the scientists are just feeding them pig's blood,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
suddenly
yeah.
they escape and mutate and turn
Suddenly,
into
and
giant
without warning,
mosquitoes.
there was a total eclipse of the sun.
Not the heart.
Not the heart.
Not the heart.
Wow.
there's actual leeches.
Leeches. How big are they? I gotta ask.
I have not. Confession time. I haven't gone to see them.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, I
It's
don't.
not like
either.
Oh no,
thing.
we're all going after this.
Oh.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, okay. You mean us?
Beauty shot. How do you do a beauty shot of leeches?
I'm sure in
I'm
Leech
sure there's
World there's
something.
pretty ones.
Yes.
That's incredible.
I apologize, leeches and mosquitoes.
That's
You're
right.
beautiful.
Now,
I'm
are
sure.
they? What kind of mosquitoes?
Oh,
Is it like a
good
specific
question.
mosquitoes, or just like mosquitoes that have been obtained throughout the property?
No, it's a special. They come with the exhibit.
Ah,
They're special. In fact, I was joking that I wonder if our feral mosquitoes are making fun of the bougie exhibit mosquitoes.
that's
That is
funny. Suburb mosquitoes.
Yeah.
They've been brought from more refined mosquito territory.
Because I think the only mosquitoes I know of are three kinds. The third one I don't even know the name of. It's like the regular mosquitoes that you see around, and then there's tiger mosquitoes. And then there's the Canadian mosquitoes, which freak me out because those are massive. But or is it Alaskan mosquitoes? Have you ever seen those? They're like
My brother
huge.
says it's because they're wearing sweaters.
That's really funny, and I
'Cause they
believe
have really
it.
big flies up in the northern area of the
Yeah,
country
yeah,
in
yeah.
Canada. And he's like, even the flies and mosquitoes have to wear sweaters here.
That's cute.
Great. But yeah, I think that's cool that they're like a specific breed of a mosquito, because you don't think about it because you kill them because they're scary and they hurt you and they suck your blood and carry some diseases.
Blah blah blah.
Blah blah blah. Yeah, you're a real life vampire. But yeah. Whoa. Sorry, I'm just scared,
Well, we're gonna.
but
see
also
them.
intrigued.
Yeah, we're
Yes.
going to go see.
But that's really cool because we want to come back to see everything that's going on, because it's always such a fun time and it's always very welcoming here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you about like anything that you think that people don't realize about the property or even the house, whatever it is, like things that you just like love about the house or the history or anything like that. Like, what's your favorite stuff?
Well, first off, it's the most amazing place to work because you get to come into this every day.
Yeah.
and it's beautiful.
And it's really just stunning. I love the fact that it's been here for so long. It is actually technically, because as soon as they started getting these samples from around the country and around the world, it was open to the public. The public was always able to come here.
Right.
Always invited to come here. So there was always a tram ride. There was always things you could look at and see. And I find that continuity beautiful. I think the other thing is you don't see, because it goes straight back, you don't see as much from the road passing by.
Right.
It's kind of this beautiful surprise.
Yeah.
And I love that about it. And I love, we have regular people. I love meeting people from all over the world, but also all over the neighborhood. There are people that come all the time. Our education department is now in at least third generation.
Wow.
So people bring their kids who were brought here as kids, who may have been brought here as kids. So there's just this like legacy element that's
really
is
cool.
wonderful to me. And then I just love talking to people. The Wray home is beautiful, but depending on where you come from, it doesn't seem like it's old. It's from the 30s.
Yeah.
It's not even 100 yet. We just went by 90. And so I'll have someone from England and I'll be, well, it's Florida old, but it's not like old.
Yeah.
But it is stunning in that way. It is the oldest house west of University Boulevard.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got an age and a solidity to it and a legacy to it. And it's beautiful to see, like, these people got up in the morning and we're sitting in this beautiful sunroom, and it's amazing to think of them getting up and having their coffee. You know, I look at my wall when I have my coffee, and they looked at this beautiful botanical garden. At the height of the business, they had close to 2,000 acres of citrus groves.
Wow.
So literally as far as the eye could see. Yeah. So it's just amazing to me to think of that time and that it wasn't that long ago. And that to me is really stunning.
Yeah, it's always incredible to think about when we learn about Davie, especially. Yeah. So many places, so many historic locations have just passed 100 or reaching 100 years. And it's really not that old. We can still talk to people who know the original stories, either by gossip, by their parents telling them, or by knowing in some way something that happened here. It's pretty interesting and cool.
Yeah, and I mean, if you think about it, I have friends who grew up here who remember coming out here in the 60s and it was still orange groves.
Yeah.
And people that, visit and knew Jane. Because, it's, and her cousin, Stan, is on our board and he grew up here. Mm-hmm. So it's, it's really interesting to think of that.
It is. It's cool. There's also Tom Gill, who he's the grandson of Frank Sterling.
Yeah.
So, and he's on the board for the Davie Cooper City Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
Still, I mean, because he was a past president as well, and he's still on the board.
Yeah.
And it's incredible because it's a piece of history in front of you, also young history.
Yes.
Because he talks about, oh yeah, my grandma did this. Oh yeah, my grandpa did that. I just think it's so fun. And Gil was a part of Gill and Sons. I was a part of a lot of construction that happened here in Davie. Yes. So even our neighborhood, he was like, oh yeah, that was us. I was like, what?
And it was
wild.
It was small. So you start to see that there are ties, like everyone's connected in some way, somehow, because, they all came here having the same interest, like, wow, look at this nature, look at the potential for what's here.
And they were also very helpful to one another.
Yes. There's a lot of trade that happened here.
And I say this name wrong all the time. Is it Veal or Vielle?
Vielle.
They're a pioneer family, and they established groves. And then Ed, the son, was instrumental in helping the Rays, Floyd Ray and Clarence Hammerstein, start these groves. And we have pictures of like Hammerstein and Ray and Veale and
that's cool.
Amazing that everyone. There was enough for everyone. There was enough to go around.
Yeah.
Wasn't like, oh, I can't help you. I have my own business. There's none of that.
There was no gatekeeping going on at all.
Yeah. And in fact, he even sold some of the, what we called the citrus condos. He helped with sales.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's that kind of spirit of cooperation among, that's how we think of the pioneer spirit. And then it lingered here in certain areas because of lack of being able to reach them. Their pioneer times came later. Mm-hmm. And so that's really interesting to see that spirit of cooperation.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, even like at the Davie Women's Club with the history of that, it was established in 1922, but they didn't have anywhere to meet, so they would meet over at Mrs. Veale's house and have meetings, and there's still like the original like cursive written notes and everything from Mrs. Veale that are preserved. And hearing basically that they came together to make sure that there were light posts by the school. They came together to make sure that people were getting treats, or that the town had volunteers, or this or that, like making sure that everyone came together to do all that stuff. It's true. There's a lot of just camaraderie that happens here in Davie.
Well, this has made me feel hopeful to start the week off.
So nostalgic. Wow, guys, we're just all friends.
Come over to Davie where we're all friends.
People are pretty friendly here.
Yeah, it's
the Davie locals are pretty friendly. There's a lot of people that will just stop and talk to you, and just like all of a sudden they're like, "Do you want to go get coffee or something? Like, I have fruit randomly in my backyard. Do you want it?"
Yeah.
So especially in our neighborhood, there's one guy that has a lychee tree. There's mango trees, avocado trees. And we have a neighbor. He's super friendly. He's from Georgia. And he had like gone around to meet the whole neighborhood. And he comes back, he's got 2 branches of lychees. And I go, "Where did you get that from?" He's like, "Oh, so-and-so from across the way. He just gave them to me." And I was like, okay, well, walking around with a bunch of fruit in his bag and everything. It's cool. It's really cool to see.
Yeah, it's nice too, because you feel like there's so much need, or there would be, especially, I want to be the first for the oranges. I want to corner the market, but it was the complete opposite.
And they needed each other. It was an unknown place to the people who were coming in. So because people were coming in from literally all over the world.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're from Italy and you're coming in here, it's like, what is happening? Just like Joyce Salvino, who's still a part of the women's club, the Salvinos, brought broccoli in here. So she talks about her dad and her grandfather and all that stuff. And she's like, "Oh, yeah, this is where we grew up." And she still lives in the house that's like on the corner by a university and all this stuff. And you're like, oh my gosh, this is crazy.
From Everglades cleared out to
Yes.
horses
To-
and the art programs.
Yes.
To the Walking Dads.
Band name called it. Yeah, for sure.
Lots happened.
Well, I would like to thank you for talking to us about the history and the exciting things that go on here at Flamingo Gardens. And I would love to have you again with any additional stories possibly in the future. That would be incredible.
Well, my pleasure. I really enjoyed this so much.
It was so much fun talking to you and learning a little bit more.
Same.
Yeah. Now, as you know, this is our historical episode. So our next episode will be our ghost stories.
Yes.
Involving who? Flamingo Gardens.
So you heard some of the backstory. You've heard some of the tea. First heard here. Get ready for some spooky action happening next time.
Well, my name's Alexandra.
And I'm Angelica.
And that's Joleen. And this is
Legends of Yesterday.
Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.